Good afternoon, ma.
డియర్ ఆల్, అందరికీ ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ మెసేజ్. గిరి గారు ఇప్పుడే ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఫస్ట్ ఎల్ఎంఎస్ కంటెంట్ డెవలప్మెంట్లో చాలామంది ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్ యూజర్ ఐడి పాస్వర్డ్ తీసుకున్న వాళ్ళు కూడా వాళ్ళ యొక్క 4 క్వాడ్రంట్స్ అప్లోడ్ చేయలేదన్నారు. అలాగే క్విజ్ కూడా క్వశ్చన్స్ అప్లోడ్ చేయాలన్నారు. సో త్వరలో ఇమీడియట్గా మీటింగ్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్తో అందరూ కూడా ఎవరికైతే అలాట్ చేశారో టాపిక్స్, ఆ అలాట్ చేసిన టాపిక్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఇమ్మీడియట్గా అప్లోడ్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Good afternoon, ma. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. Let us wait for 2 more minutes. Let others to join. And in today's session, we are going to discuss regarding to role of commercial banks and, if possible, different kinds of banks. Before another people are going to join, if you are having any doubts, please you can raise, ma. Ma, Shobarani, yesterday you have asked regarding to virtual banking. Is that okay? What the answer that I had given to you? Have you satisfied?
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma. Still students are joining. Let me wait for a few more seconds. Okay, ma, now I am going to start the session. And today the session was regarding to role of commercial banks in economic development. Okay. Mm, First and foremost thing I want to say that the economic development was completely in the hands of banks. Whenever the banking system is going to collapse, then definitely the economic system is also going to collapse. That is the important thing that we have to accept over. And first of all, helpful in mobilization of savings. So already this point have been clarified in the features of banking as well as functions of banking. Once again, let us try to recall the points regarding to mobilization of savings. So find good examples also I have given that the amount regarding to the savings regarding to the east and west Godavari, it will be mobilized regarding to the area like Rayalaseema, where the people they have no savings or no income at all, so that that money can be utilized here for the development of these people. Not only in such manner, the savings from rural area, it can be also moved to the urban areas, where it can be helped for the capital formation, so that definitely the countries they will be growing industrially, and definitely the countries can be grow its heights. That is regarding to first point ma. And second one, assist in innovation. So innovation means inventing new things. So inventing new things means definitely R&D department has to be very strong, research and development. So banks definitely will be giving some financial support for the companies which are particularly regarding to this R&D, research and development. So what will be happening means whenever we are going to research over and when we are going to find the new technologies, then definitely with low raw material, more production can be happen. Your wastage of raw materials can be minimized, and once again the raw materials, particularly the natural raw materials, they are going to deplete within no more years. So keeping all this in mind, so in order to enhance the technology or in order to adopt any new technology, definitely money plays a vital role. For that reason, here what the banks will be do, they will be assisting the companies or the people whoever that they require to grow technologically. And third point, role in implementation of monetary policy. Okay, ma. Before saying this particular monetary policy, are you having any knowledge regarding to this monetary policy? There are two policies, particularly in India: monetary policy as well as fiscal policy. Who will be using monetary policy and who will be using fiscal policy, ma? I think previously also have.
Leaders monetary policy, sir.
Very good, ma. Fiscal policy.
We
Okay, good attempt. But the answer was wrong, ma. RBI, it will be using monetary policy, and the central government, it will be using fiscal policy, ma. Okay, monetary policy means uh, mm, in order to reduce the gap between the inflation and the common funding. So the RBI, it will be using some techniques like CRR, that means cash reserve ratio, statutory liquid ratio, at the same time repo rate, reverse repo rate. These are the instruments in order to reduce the credit flow or money flow in the economy, ma. That is called as monetary policy. Now the banks, they will be playing an important role in order for implementation of this monetary policy. So cash reserve ratio means the bank, the RBI, it will be giving some sort of instructions for the banks that they have to be held only some cash as deposits with them, and leftover it has to be either rotated or they have to park some part of money at RBI. So in this manner, the banks definitely whatever the liquid funds or cash funds, and whenever they are going to lend the amount to its customers, definitely the monetary policy will be playing a key role. So in this manner, whatever the policies that are going to be framed by RBI in order to stop the flow of money, currency or circulation of money in India, definitely the banks, they will be acting as a key part, and they will be implementing the policies that have been framed by the RBI. And next comes regarding to banks influence the interest rate. Yes, this is true thing. Okay, uh, when banks they are giving high rate of interest, then definitely I am going to invest my money as fixed deposit in bank. When banks they are not giving any rate of interest, then definitely I am not supposed to show any keen interest in order to deposit my money. Then I will be trying another ways where more returns will be happening. That is first aspect. Second aspect, when banks they will be giving lower rate of interest on loans. Let me say if they are giving 10%, 12%, or 6%. Ma 12% means 1 rupee in banking phenomenon. Ma 12% means 1 rupee. So you, I think you are having a little knowledge regarding to money lenders. The money lenders today, particularly in Karnool, they are charging 1 rupee 50 paisa or 2 rupees, and some people who are greed of money, they are also charging 3 rupees to 5 rupees. So as compared to bank, the private money lenders, they will be charging more. So whenever the banks, they are giving a lower rate of interest as compared to any other financial institutions, then what will be I doing? Definitely I will be going, approaching the bank, and I will be taking that money. Then whatever the necessities I'm having in order to purchase a car, in order to build a home or jewelry, education, I'm going to satisfy all kind of my needs. If bank itself, they are going to increase the rate of interest, then definitely I will be also helpless. So definitely the banks, they will be playing a key role in order to influence the interest rates. And next one, helpful in the development of priority sectors. So priority is nothing but, here we will be giving some priority. Priority is nothing but importance. So first of all, to which segment that I have to show interest over. So you are very much familiar regarding to the three sectors: agriculture sector, service sector, as well as
Industrial
tourism sector.
sector.
Yes, ma'am. That what. So uh, here the banks, first and foremost thing, they will be giving very importance to the agriculture sector. You can ask why not industrial sector. So if okay, even today also in India, major Indian people, they have been dependent on agriculture, and they are choosing occupation as agriculture. So at the same time, the people who are dependent on this agriculture or small micro medium enterprises or artisans, they are financially weak. So whenever we are going to support these people, they are going to stand on their own legs, and they themselves, they will be self reliant. For that purpose, the banks, first and foremost thing, they will be assisting these people. Very good example in order to understand this point. If you want to donate any food, there are two person. One person who is having full of luggage, that means for some food stuff with him, and another person, he is having with bare hands. Then definitely you will be offering your food to the person who is having bare hands, because he is the person to whom that you have to assist over, you have to feed over, then only he will be also staying. So the corporate sectors already, they are financially sound. Of course the banks, they will be giving also importance, but the priority will be giving to these people, the weak, financially weak people, like agriculturists, artisans, micro, small, medium enterprises. In this manner, the banks, they will be playing a key role in the development of priority sectors. And next, coming regarding to directing funds into desired channels. Desired channels. So what does it mean? See here, balanced regional development has to be happen over. So I think you are aware regarding to the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana. Why the bifurcation has been happened? Can anyone say? Now, those who are participating, I have raised a question here. The bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana has been happened. Can you state the reasons why it has been happened?
Sir,
Development. Like,
Yes, one by one. First of all, Jahar, can you go?
sir, due to lack of job, sir.
Lack of job. Okay. Only it is the major reason, ma. Okay,
No,
Shobarani.
sir.
Oh, okay, okay. Still, you carry on. You complete your answer.
Sir, development also, sir.
Development. That is the true thing. Shobarani, are you having any different answer? No answer from Shobarani. Okay, the first and foremost thing, the people of Telangana, they have been parted from Andhra Pradesh only because of the development. Ma. So you may ask, the Hyderabad, it has been developed over. The Andhra people, they have been concentrated only in the development of Hyderabad. At the same time, the people of Andhra, these are the people who have invested their money in Hyderabad. So they have not developed any parts, either Rayalaseema as well as the Telangana. So for that purpose, the Telangana people, they required their development. So bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh has been happened. In the same manner, whenever any banks they are going to establish their branches, the first and foremost thing, their intention has to be regional development. Regional development. Already I have given a very good example in the previous sessions, and in the starting session also I have given a very good example saying that. So East Godavari and West Godavari people, the particularly regarding to agriculture farmers, what we are speaking over, now they are having a very luxurious life as compared to the for our Rayalaseema farmers. They will be traveling in their personal cars, private cars, but our people, you can see how thin even the flesh is not able to seen on our farmers. So in this manner, what the banks that they will be doing, they will be mobilizing the funds. So and another thing, when wherever the people or the financial weak people, or wherever the generation of resources is not there they will be giving low rate of interest. And in East and West Godavari district, whenever they are advancing loans, high rate of interest will be given. So in this manner, equality of justice can be happen over. So when they are advancing loans to for Andhra, or sorry, Rayalaseema people, they will be giving lower crop loans, lower rate of crop loans. The same thing when they are giving for these people, then definitely they will be giving higher. So in this manner, what they will be doing, they will be diversifying the funds regarding to desired channel. In that, regional development will be also happened. Not only regarding to particular this example, at the same time, I think you will be having the knowledge regarding to northeastern states of India. We will be calling as seven sisters: Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura, and all this. So particularly these states are hilly areas where they have been dependent only on service sector, not even agriculture as well as industry. Why? Because of snowfall. When snowfall is heavy, then definitely they can't do any agricultural activities as well as industrial activities. So the banks, they will be also concentrating how the service sector in these regions has to be developed over. So in this manner, from Gujarat, I think you are having knowledge regarding to Gujarat. So where more revenue generation is having over after Mumbai. So the money from Gujarat, Mumbai, it will be carried over to northeastern states, and their development activities will be going on. In this manner, the regional development will be happen only because of bank. Why means because they are having branch banking system. Next, moving helpful in productive activities as well as export. So here production activities, two kind of production activities will be happen, one in agriculture sector, one in industrial sector. So ice creams or mobiles, or these are called as production of industries. And normally fruits, vegetables, all these called as agricultural production. So whatever the production activities that is going to be happening, either agriculture as well as industry, definitely the banks, they will be giving assisting in the form of loans by giving small term, medium term, as well as long term loans. Not only assist in the production, but even if the people they want to export their products in order to add the foreign currency or in order to grow the foreign reserves to our country, then also the banks, they will be helping. Already we have discussed this point in Exim Bank, Export and Import Bank. And finally, implementation of policies of the government. Very one good example. So whenever the state government that they have said that waive of loan of farmers. So at the time of elections, the government will be saying that whatever the loans the farmers will be taking over, it will be waived off. That means the payment of the loans will be taken by the state governments. The farmers are free from their loans. And another thing, uh, for self-help groups, for the self-help groups, they are going to pay a very nominal rate of interest, and whatever the other rate of interest is going to be happen, once again the burden will be taken by the state government. So in this manner, if any policies will be going on, and once again, if you have understood regarding to Tidco houses, recently in the assembly also they have spoken over. So Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana as well as State Awas Yojana, these two, they will be combinedly doing housing activities. So for this purpose, when you are approaching the bank, actually the home loans are 13%. But because of the government policies, the people who are eligible for these housing loans, the banks has to provide a cheaper loan rate, that is around 6%. Actual for normal people it will be 13%, but for the state policy and the people who are eligible for this tidco houses, they will be given for 6%. That means whatever the policies made by either central government or state government, definitely the banks, they will be improvising and they will be helping the society. So in this manner, the bank, it will be playing a key role in development of economy of country. This is the thing regarding to the point, ma. Any doubts regarding to these 8 points?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma.
No,
Any
sir.
other? Taslima, Navneeta, Jaslyn.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Amma, as this is a revision part, I am not going deep. If still you feel any problem, you can raise question, ma. Okay, ma. Now moving to the second chapter, different kinds of banks. And here you have to, now here you have to concentrate, because this question will be asking either long answer as well as short answer. Right, ma. So in short answer, how it will, how they will be asking? They will be asking in short answer like foreign bank, public sector bank, private sector bank, or savings bank. Like this, independently they will be asking for short answer. If long answer, they will be asking what are different types of bank, explain in detail. So let me see. Right. So right. So the different types of bank has been classified into 5 forms, but the fifth form you are not particularly look over. Right. According to schedule of RBI Act, second schedule of RBI Act. According to second schedule of RBI Act, the banks have been classified into two things: scheduled banks, non-scheduled banks. First of all, let us try to understand what is the literal meaning regarding to schedule and non-schedule. Whenever either a person or a group of persons, association, or any banking or any services, they are working according to the rules and regulations, according to systematic manner, then they are called as scheduled. I think
Schedule.
we are also scheduled. That means we are having some apex board, they will be giving some guidelines. So here also we are going for offline classes, online classes. Even if you are coming for offline classes, day after day that you are coming, even if you are coming to college, mask is compulsory. That means some streamlined rules and regulations have been framed over for the students. So that is called as schedule. When you are going outside or when you are attending a party, when no one says anything, then there you are assembling, gathering, and what kind of the things that you want you are doing. It is called as unscheduled or unsystematic manner. So whenever the banks, they are acting according to RBI guidelines, then it is called as scheduled banks. And unscheduled are quite opposite to what I have said now. So the banks or any system which are not following RBI guidelines, those are called as unscheduled banks. And now comes regarding to on the basis of domicile. So it has been classified into two more: foreign bank, domestic bank. First of all, let us try to understand domestic bank. Later we can discuss regarding to foreign bank. So domestic is nothing but home. So a
Home.
bank which is laid down in its originated country, then it is called as domestic bank. Very good
Domestic.
example, SBI Bank, Andhra Bank, because it has started here and it is operating here and it is having branches all across India as well as other country. So the banks which have originated in that particular country and it is following the rules and regulations of that particular country, then it is called as domestic banks. And foreign banks. Very good example, Citibank or HSBC, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. So Citibank, it is having 140, it is operating in 140 countries. I think it is Citibank is originated from UK ma. That means the bank which has been originated in some other country and it is operating in our country, then it is called as foreign bank. So here once again the rules and the rules will be very quite different ma. So foreign bank, it will be registered and incorporated according to the rules and regulations of that particular country. How we are having Companies Act 2013, the Advanced Companies Act 2013, the same thing for them also. Some Companies Act, some Banking Regulations Act, it will be happening. So they will be acting according to their laws and they will be binding according to our rules and regulations. Those are called as foreign banks. I think I am clear regarding to second schedule as well as domicile. Now I am moving regarding to classification on the basis of ownership ma. So on basis of ownership, public sector banks, private sector banks, as well as cooperative banks. So public sector banks, ma, in 1969 as well as in 1980, two things has been happened ma. Can anyone say? In 1969, in 1970, sorry, in 1980, two things has been happened.
Question, please.
What ma?
Sir, nationalization of banks.
Yes, very good ma. In 1969, how many banks have been nationalized? And in 1980, how many banks have been nationalized? Of course, uh, up to merging of SBI as well as its associate, can anyone try to recall how many public sector banks were there in India? Nationalized banks.
21, sir.
21.
21.
Yes. Only 21. 27 ma. With
20.
SBI 21 plus 5 it associates 26 plus IDBI 27. So in 1969, 14 banks have been nationalized, and in 1980, 6 banks have been nationalized. So here public sector banks, when public sector banks can be said over, I think you are, as a commerce students, you are having knowledge regarding to equity shares. So whenever the majority of the stake is in hands of government, then it is called as public sector bank. And whenever the majority of the stake is in private people, then it's called as private sector bank. So here majority of stake means, don't think that 100% of stake has to be held by the government or private. 51% of majority of stake has to be happen over. Stake is nothing but shareholder. So 51%, if any body, either it is a government or private, if they are having, then they will be acting as owners. So on that basis, public sector bank and private sector has been classified over. So already I have given very good example regarding to public sector, SBI, Andhra Bank, as well as Indian Overseas Bank. Like that, there are so many banks, Punjab National Bank, like that, so many public sector banks. And regarding to private sector, Karnataka Bank, ICICI Bank, ING Vaishya Bank, Karur Vaishya Bank, like this, so many private sector banks have been happened. Finally comes regarding to cooperative banks. See, this cooperative banking, it is an origination of two things: cooperative societies as well as banking. Cooperative Societies Act 1912 under section 4, it will be happening. That means the features of cooperative banking will be happen under the cooperative societies, but it will be working according to Banking Regulations Act 1949. So features or characteristics will be regarding to the cooperative societies, but running according to Banking Regulations Act. So it is a combination of two different things: cooperative societies as well as banking. So here, first of all, let us try to understand what is a cooperative society. So cooperative society means the financially weak people who have been associated in order to fulfill a common goal is called as cooperative society. So very good example, आपको आंध्र प्रदेश cooperative society, Amul, at the same time, we can say Vijaya Diaries or self-help groups. All these things can be said as cooperative societies. So this will be running according to Banking Regulations Act, as well as their features will be according to cooperative societies. So these cooperative societies, they have been classified into three-tier system. At village level, we will be calling as primary cooperative society. At district level, we will be calling as district or central cooperative society. And at top state level, we will be calling as state cooperative society. So the lower village level, rural level, the primary cooperative society, it will be getting funds, and it will be associated, and it will be monitored by the district cooperative society. The three tier system you can think as top level management, middle level management, and lower level management. How you are going to concentrate, how you have studied the three levels of management, the same thing can be applicable here also. And another thing, the cooperative societies will be how the capital will be generated over. The first and foremost thing, the people who have associated, they will be investing in the form of shares. Second one, registration fees. And another thing, they will be pooling money from the people in the form of equities, IPOs, or another thing. And next thing, they will be getting money from NABARD, RBI. So in this manner, they will be getting money. And the particular important thing, the middle level or district cooperative bank. So for uh, every district, there will be only one district cooperative bank. And for every state, there will be only one state cooperative bank. But at village levels, for let me say in Karnool, there are 100 to 200 of villages, for example. So for each village level, there will be one cooperative banking. So in this manner, the cooperative banking structure has been classified over. Ma, up to here, are you having any doubts? I have been left over with less than 7 minutes. Any point has to be repeated. Any doubt has to be get clarified.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. What about other ma? Navanita, Taslima, Jyoti.
No, sir.
Thank you, ma. Jaslin, please go on. Are you able to follow me, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Navanita, you have raised the hand, ma. Ask your doubt, ma. Amma, you have raised the hand, ma. You can ask your doubt, ma. You can unmute yourself, ma. I have given permission. I have not kept any restrictions. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your doubt, ma.
Sir, nothing doubts, sir. By mistake వచ్చింది.
Okay, thanks, ma. Okay, ma. Now, let's come on the classification according to functions. The first and foremost thing, commercial bank. Okay, ma, I have been left over with few topic itself. I think it's better to continue tomorrow. I have been left over with less than 5 minutes. I don't think I can complete this topic today. What you will say, ma? Shall we complete tomorrow?
Okay, sir.
Okay, you can carry on with your doubts, ma, if you are having any, not regarding to this particular topic, but regarding to any topic of banking, you can ask over. If someone is trying to speak, ma, please go on. Shall I end the session, ma? Is that okay for you?
సార్ టర్మ్ లోన్స్ అంటే
What, ma?
టర్మ్ లోన్స్
Term loans. Okay, ma. Term is nothing but period. So whenever a loan has been issued for a stipulated period, it is called as term loan. Let me say I will be rendering or I will be giving amount for one particular year, 2022 2021, December 2022 December 2021. So whenever I am mentioning particular period, then it is called as term loan. In that manner we will
సార్
be having short term loan, medium term loan, long term loan. Yes, please go on.
ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైంలో ఒకవేళ మనీ పే చేయకుంటే ఏమైనా ఫైన్ కానీ ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా సార్?
Whenever I am giving loan, then definitely I will be asking interest from you.
ఎస్ సార్.
Yes. What will be happen? Renewal of loan will be happen. Nothing will happen. Renewal of loan will be happen. Because see, I am reaping benefit from you. When you are a true customer, when you are paying interest regular period, why I will be filing a case on you? I will be not having any such interest. Is that true? So what will be happen? The bank will be asking to renew the period. That means next year, once again, what it will be doing? It will be again refinancing to you. The same thing will be refinanced over. Once again, from December 2021 to December 2022 will be happen. Nothing will happen. You are not afraid regarding to that particular aspect. Still any more doubts, ma?
సార్ 1 year అని లోన్ తీసుకున్నా, 1 year అని తీసుకున్నారు సార్.
Okay.
కానీ ఆ పీరియడ్ లో పే చేయలేకపోయినారు సార్. ఇంకా 2-3 days టైం కావాలని అడిగినారు సార్.
Yes.
అప్పుడు పే చేయలేకపోయినా సార్. ఇంకా 3 days లో పక్కా పే చేస్తామని చెప్తారు సార్. అప్పుడు
Okay.
పక్కా ఈ మంత్ మొత్తం మీరు అంటే ఈ మంత్ మొత్తం మీరు ఏమంటారు అదే పే చేయాలి అని అడుగుతారా, లేకుంటే
Ma,
ఇప్పుడు ఇచ్చేమని
first of
చెప్తారా?
all, the whatever the theoretical way that we are discussing, it will be not happening in originality, ma. So immediately the bank will be also not taking any action, ma. And another important thing, at banks there will be legal officers. There are 3 levels in bank, ma. Tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. Tier 1 means common clerk, tier 2 means probationary officers, tier 3 means specialist officers. Specialist officers means software engineers will be there, legal officers will be there. So when any particular person or particular firm they have become default, first of all an opinion from the legal party will be legal person will be happen, either we have to move towards the court or not. And another thing, the banks immediately they will not go to the court. First of all they will intimate you. Every bank they will be having an option of intimation, and some extension period will be also given over for you. Even if you have crossed that limit, then once again the bank it will be demanding. Even if you are not responding, if you are not able to pay back the interest, even if that period when you are not able to pay, the bank will be asking to pay the interest. Even if you are not responding for the interest or for anything, then the bank it will be giving lawyer notice. If you have not responded to that lawyer notice, then it will be approaching arbitrator. So there is a big process.
మరి
You are not afraid.
మాలాలా సార్?
What, ma?
విజయ్ మాల్యా సార్.
Vijay Mallya is completely different scenario, ma. He has done financial crime, ma. He has become default. See, still now Vijay Mallya he is enjoying, ma. He
sir.
was not sentenced over. See, Vijay Mallya case, the things that what you have to do means you have to study regarding to ICICI Chanda Kochar, at the same time Nirav Modi, Geetanjali Jewelers, as well as you have to study Subrata Rai, Sahara Industry, like that. When you are going to study the subjects, then you are going to understand. But the thing, it is completely different aspect regarding to financial crime as well as default. అక్కడ ఆయనది వేరు మనది వేరు అవుతుందండి.